Can't wait to share it with you guys, but I'm still going to keep you in a little bit of suspense. All they had were potatoes. She asked me how many bags I wanted, and I told her just whatever she wanted to give me. Dried products, not products that I dried necessarily, but just like rice and salt, etc. Oh man, I just saw something. Hello friends, welcome or welcome back to Safe at Homestead. I am so happy you're here with me today. My name is Elena if you are new here, and I am mini setting here in the desert of New Mexico. So far we are gardening, we have chickens, we are coming up on getting a new addition to the homestead, and I can't wait to share it with you guys, but I'm still going to keep you in a little bit of suspense. All right, today I have several things to do. I could not wake up enough to take the mister to work this morning in order to have the vehicle. So he has to come home for lunch, which means I have to make him lunch. And I have about 30 minutes to do that so that I can be ready for him. Today is free produce pickup. We are going to Tractor Supply to get some bedding for the chickens and food for Tuxedo. What else are we doing? We are going to do some restocking and refilling of a few things, and I hope that I will show you the pantry room finished. I just have a couple of things to do in there and it will be done. It's been a long time coming. All right, you guys. Oh, and I made dog food, and I am going to put it in containers and put it in my fridge. I did that last night actually, and it was done for me this morning. I make it in my Instant Pot if you guys are new and have never seen me do that. Okay, so I'll show you the dog food. I will make the mister's lunch, and I should be ready to go with him as soon as he comes. So come tag along with me and we'll do all these things together. So this is the dog food that I make. I mentioned that I'm going to be getting dog food at Tractor Supply, and that's because now we are giving Tuxedo half and half store-bought and half what I made. Reason for that is it's just getting a bit expensive for us to keep giving him solely homemade food, but I will continue to do that because it is way better than anything on the market. I don't know if you guys have ever read the back of the bags of food. It's just so hard for me to do that and still get it. So I found something that was pretty good. I shouldn't have said this is better than anything on the market. There are some good things on the market, but I'm talking about kibble in particular. And excuse me. Oh, excuse me. So he gets 2 cups a day of food, 1 in the morning and 1 in the evening. And so what I am doing now is just giving him half a cup of this and half a cup of the kibble, and he seems to like it. It's changed his bowel movements a little bit, but not really bad. Yeah, I wish that I could give him this solely this homemade food, but right now I can't. All right, so the mister's lunch. I'm going to make him some tuna sandwiches, and I just found this in my pantry. This is the last bit of my pickled peppers that I made last year. I'm going to check and see if it is still good, and if it is, I'll put some in his sandwiches. Oh my word. Oh my word, these peppers are so hot. I took a bite of this one. I think it's a poblano pepper. I don't really remember what peppers I put in here, but whew, these are carrots. And I am going to give them to him on the side. I won't put it in the tuna because, I mean, he likes spicy, but it is really, really spicy. It's been in here for a year. So, yeah, I'll wait. Well, I will give it to him, but I'll give it to him separately and see if he wants to add it to his sandwich or not. I didn't talk about why I couldn't wake up this morning, and it's because we got our third load of wood, and I was exhausted and I am done, and I am so glad that it is also our last load of wood. So we got our main woodshed filled. If you're new here, we built this woodshed from pallets. It cost us about $30 to do, counting, you know, the screws and the wood that we needed to purchase, the boards that we needed to purchase. Oh, here's the mister. I'll finish telling you about this later. So we are coming up to the place where I come to get free produce, and I don't see any cars, so there may not be anybody ahead of me. I won't video the ladies there, but they're basically going to put stuff in the back of my back seat. Okay, that was quick. All they had were potatoes. She asked me how many bags I wanted, and I told her just whatever she wanted to give me. So I don't know how many bags I got. I will check that later. But next we are going to Tractor Supply. Okay, let's go into Tractor Supply. Let me just check the price on their mums. Whenever mums come out, I get kind of sad. I love them, they're beautiful, but it's a sign to me that winter is coming. I skip over fall altogether, and all I can think about is winter. Let me see if I can find a price here. Okay, I am gonna grab some more treats for Tux. He's finished with his. We gave him, let's see, I think the first time we tried it, it was the beef. Then I went to the chicken, which he does like, but I think I'm gonna go back to, I'm gonna stick with the free range beef. He really loves these, and I like that the ingredients are really, really good. As it says here, human grade dog treats. Now let's look for his food. Okay, here is the food that he's eating right now. It is lamb and rice. Let me take it down. Okay, so this is what impressed me. The first ingredient is actually a meat. So it's lamb, and then lamb meal, whole grain, brown rice, oatmeal, cracked pearl barley, white rice, millet, egg product, you know, and it just keeps going on and on, as you can see. I just feel bad when I look at ingredients and the first ingredients is chicken byproduct meal or something like that. I can't do it. So I'm gonna get this for Tux. And then I have to ask about these for the kitties, the outside kitties. It says for cats. The other ones say for adult cats. This is the only one that says for cats. So I don't know if that means kittens or not. So let me just find out. Okay, I am back home, and I'm just going to do a mini haul and show you guys what I got. I decided to stop at the grocery store. It wasn't in my plans, but they had these storage bins on clearance for $2. They don't have the tightest fitting lids, but that's okay. It'll work for what I want. I wanted one really for something specific in the pantry, but then I thought, you know what, let's put the kitten and dog food in here as well. So that's why I got these three. I got these because I am going to be freezing some meals as part of my second 3-week prep, and so I needed those. I was telling a friend who was asking me about preparing and how I prepare, and one of the things that I told her that I do is every time I go to the store, I get one thing extra. Something inexpensive, just, you know, grab a bottle of some spice you use all the time, grab a can of evaporated, I mean, just anything. And so since these are $1.17 right now, I grabbed one. We were in the store last week, I think, and my husband grabbed two. So this is something that is very useful, the puree, not the pie filling. One of the things that we do with it is I use it in making my dog food. I got some cheese. I can't believe we're out of cheese. The person that eats the most cheese in my house is my husband, and he is lactose intolerant. So he really shouldn't be eating cheese, but he's a cheese fan. I wanted to be prepared for using the wood stove again, and we only have one of these. I call them chuka-chukas, but it's the utility lighters. They're long and can reach into the wood stove very easily. We don't want to use matches for that. So I got 2 packages, for 2 each, so I have 4. My favorite pen ever is the Pilot G2, and I love the extra fine. It's the 0.5, and I got 2 of those. I really would prefer, I get these all the time, and I would love to buy the refills because they do have them, but they never come in 0.5. I always find them in 0.7. And I got a notebook. I like to have a notebook where I jot down all the things. I have one where I jot down all the things, and from there I move things that are important into my planner or whatever. And then I have one that is work related that I jot down all the things. And I just finished that one last night, so I got another one. And this is my favorite kind of notebook, dot grid. I'm surprised that I was able to find these at the grocery store, and they were on clearance for $1. And I got this roll of cotton, peaches and cream. What is this color called? Let's see. I guess they don't have a color, huh? Oh yeah, it does. Well, it's just grayish. Okay. It is grayish ombre. And I am running low on good washcloths for the kitchen, and I have been making lots of them recently, but in more vibrant colors, and I give them as gifts this time of year. But I like mine a little bit muted, so muted colors, so I grabbed that one. I do have another roll with sort of similar colors. I think it has greens and blues in it, but very, very muted. So I can't wait to get started making some washcloths for myself. I got some bananas. Oh, I just had a craving. I haven't had bananas in a long time. It's one of my favorite fruits. So I was excited to get bananas. I ate one on the way. I was so excited. And I got 2 of these at Tractor Supply. This is the same brand as the dog food. And I was confused because, see, it says for cats. All the other flavors that they have say for adult cats. So I didn't know why this one just said for cats. So I talked to someone there, and they said they thought it would be okay if I was just giving them a little bit at a time for the outside kitties. It doesn't say for kittens, and the picture is a cat, but I was just perplexed by the fact that it didn't say adult cats. So look at this. No corn, no wheat, no soy. It is a much better product than the average cat food that you find out there. My indoor cat that I've had since she was 2 weeks old, she eats blue food, and that's a very good quality food. So she eats their kibble and their wet food. So for the outdoor kitties, I just grabbed a small bag of that to give it a try, to see if they will eat it, and they do. So they will probably be sharing her food. It is expensive. It's a lot more expensive than when we first got her, but less vet visits, less, just healthier cat. I just view it as insurance. And I stopped at Goodwill. I was looking for something specific, brackets to put shelves up. Walmart didn't have any. Well, they had one, and they only had 4 brackets. So that means I could put up 2 shelves, and I want 3 or 4 of those shelves in this kitchen area. So I didn't get it because I wanted them all to match. So whatever I get, I want to be able to have multiple. So these are cute. They remind me of that kind of DIY paint that people make with baking soda. And I just envisioned these with some tapers in my living room. So I'm going to have to look for tapers. I don't want real candles. I want the fake ones. But they have some that look really realistic, and they even come with, they have a little flame that can flicker, and they have wax on the outside. So they really look like real taper candles. So that is what I'm going to look for from Amazon. Actually, I'm going to do that right now. So this is my little haul that I got, plus the dog food, which is in here. I already opened it, and I was getting ready to put it in here when I thought of stopping and sharing this little haul with you guys. Just in case we ever have anyone that's going to be feeding our animals, I am going to label the containers just so there's no mix-ups. So these are the potatoes that I got from the free produce place, and I got 7 5-pound bags. So I have 35 pounds of potatoes to process. And while I am in here, let me just show you the pantry room. So this is where we enter, and we'll start here on the right. This little rolling cart is in here for my mister to put his chargers and things like that. He doesn't like to have outside, but I don't like them just knocking around, so I found him a little place to corral those, as well as some tools that he uses on the regular. Our walkie-talkies are right here, and this table is still in the same place. Most things are still in the same place, just organized a little bit differently. For example, I have 6 of my 5-gallon buckets under here, and these 2 on the left are for rice, these 2 in the middle are for sugar, and these 2 on the right are for flour. I've been sneezing a lot. One sec. Someone mentioned that ragweed is in the air, and I am allergic to ragweed for sure. So this microwave, we don't use a microwave, but this one was gifted to us by a friend. They only used it a couple of times. They're older, and they could not read the letters, the words on the microwave. And so they gave it to us, and we took it because I do need to melt things sometimes, like when you're making soap, or if I'm making candles or body butters or things like that, and I usually do it on the stove. But now that I have the microwave, I will do it in here. This is my little egg collecting basket, and then here is one of my dehydrators, and this top one, you guys have seen me use that one a lot because I bring it to the kitchen. But the way I have it set up here, I hope to just be able to use it here and not have to bring them to the kitchen. There's an outlet behind there, and so I have one of those strips where I can have multiple things plugged in. So I talked about bringing the RV refrigerator into this space and putting it next to these freezers, but I did not because we were gifted this refrigerator. Someone offered us this refrigerator and it is in excellent condition, and so we took it. So what we did was we moved the shelving unit that was here and put the refrigerator, and I just have all my egg cartons up there and a 3-gallon bucket. I'm not sure why that's there, but that's what's there. Over here I have this little unit that was in the back room that was supposed to be our office. I don't like that room because it seems so far away from everything else and everyone else, so I never used it. So I brought that here, and I have jars that are not canning jars, but jars that I think I'm going to use, like for example, kombucha jars that I think, or kombucha bottles that I think I will use to make my own kombucha, and put it in there. This is chicken related stuff, meds and probiotics and things like that. And over here is cat moist food for my cats, and then you guys just saw me put the dog food and the cat food there. And this is just some storage stuff that either needs to go somewhere or could just stay here, really. This is a plastic cutlery that we have mainly for emergencies. I am out of paper products, but I need to get some I need to bring the cups in here. I have lots of solo cups, but we are out of paper plates, and I like to have that for when there's an emergency. If you can't use your water, you don't want to be washing dishes or making dirty dishes, so I like to use paper plates for that. So this unit here is what was over here where the fridge is, and we just slid it over here. And this is right now mostly storage of different things. My brake bleeder that I use for suction when I want to seal jars with dry products in it. This little mesh bag has a lot of rings, canning rings. What's in here? Oh, okay, here's a cheesecloth for straining things, and this little thing goes in here. That's a fermentation weight. These are paper towels that are already cut for making my wipes. This is some used gallon size bags that I reuse, like for example for my rice and my sugar. I put them in these bags sometimes, depending on which 5-gallon bucket they go in. For example, I don't have gamma lids for all of my containers, and so for example this one has a gamma lid, so the rice would go in there directly. Let's see, the back 5-gallon bucket there does not have a gamma lid, and so it's very hard for me to get those lids on that the ones you have to pound on. It's really hard for me to pound them on very well, and so half of it might be pounded down and the other half is not. And so just to be safe, in case any critters get in, I bugs, things like that, I like to have them individually packaged in 5-gallon bags. I know that if something like a mouse got in, he could go through the bag, but little insects, they can't. Okay, what else do I have here? I have I used to have this in my kitchen for eggs, but you can store 60 eggs in here, but right now I'm not using that. I just have a smaller container for eggs. We bought this on Amazon a few weeks back. We wanted to test our water. We have well water, but I had a little bit of a concern about it, so I wanted to see exactly what kind of, what's in our water. And these are some live straws we bought a few weeks back. These are supposed to go in our go bags, so I will be doing that when I work on our go bags. more lids, and jars that I'm going to be filling soon. These are more stuff for canning, and some jars that have water. These are all going to be used for canning, but they have water right now. And I explained to you guys why I have water in those jars. It's just to have water on hand in case we can't use our water. We have some water here, and then if nothing happens and it's time for me to can with these, then I just pour the water into my canner and use that. And the other advantage is I don't have to wash the jars, just a quick rinse maybe, because they've been clean and had water in them. And if I don't need it for the canner, then I use it. I just put it in the Berkey and filter it, and we drink. And then these white laundry baskets have more jars in them. There's a lot of jars. And these two crates have jars. So I have a lot of jars for canning. My problem is when I have to have lids and rings. And so this is just a basket with old washcloths and towels, and I use these when I am canning so that I don't stain my newer ones. And this little basket is where I keep things like, well, the only thing I keep in here is my lids. This is a ring and a mesh lid. It's for straining things like when I make, like when I sprout seeds for my chickens. Back here we have a cooler, and then a foam cooler, and this is a tote bag that has tote bags in it for when I go shopping. These are our two freezers. These are some dishes that we bought recently. Well, these we bought recently at Goodwill. It was a really good deal. We never see good deals at our Goodwill, so it was amazing to find this set of dishes for $13, and the mister looked up the brand, and it turns out that it is not a cheap set, so we made out with that. And then these are ones that I bought at Ross quite a while back, and it's funny, they kind of are, the color's not exactly the same, but they're similar style and color. And these are some glasses. So these need to go in my kitchen, but I am going to be painting the cabinets, and I'm going to be lining the shelves, and that's a project for a few weeks from now, and so that's why this isn't here. But I do need to get them down. Maybe I'll have the mister put them in the office room, the back room, because I need to get in here to get a turkey that I'm going to be using to make some turkey pot pie. So yeah, we're going to be canning turkey pot pie, you guys. And so I keep taking this down when I need to get in there and putting it back, and that's getting old, so I'll have him move that. And then here's the other freezer with the potatoes that we got from the produce place. And then as far as shelves for storing food, this is what I have, the original 3. I am toying with getting a 4th one. I'm not 100% sure how I would put it in here, but the thing is, like, I think, oh, you just use this one, but as I empty jars, and I need a place to put them, so as you can see, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 places, containers that we have jars in, and then we still have some jars here on these shelves. So where would I put the jars as I use them and before I can again? So that's why I am thinking we need a 4th shelf. But I'm going to wait and see. It depends on how much canning I get done. So this shelf here is mostly store-bought things. These 2 are things that I've either canned or dehydrated or whatever. And then underneath here there's 2 buckets, and I'm not sure what was in these buckets. I think, okay, one says rice, and I think the other one is oats. Yeah, and here we have two stoves. This little one on the right we use inside when we don't have power. And here are my butane cartridges. This one on the left I bought at a yard sale this past spring, I think. And it's a Coleman, and it's a really good one. And I got it for a steal. And I just need to get some little cans with propane to use that one. And here I have some dried products, not products that I dried necessarily, but just like rice and salt, etc. Oh man, I just saw something. A few days ago, I thought I saw evidence of a mouse, and mouse has been on my mind, and that's why I mentioned it when I was talking about the 5-gallon buckets. Look at this. That is some kind of critter. Oh, I am so mad about that and disgusted. But, okay, so every absolute thing in here needs to be in a jar or in something stronger than a cardboard box. So I'm going to take care of that ASAP. These up here and these two on this side are the grape juice that we are making, that we made for the first time, but I haven't tasted it. The rest on this side, these two rows, are cranberry, and I've done that several times and I love it. Okay, so that's a big stock pot there, and I used to store my canner and my water bath canner in here, but I have a different place to put that now, which is exciting. I don't have to reach up there. Yeah, so these are my two go bags. I am working on these, that's why they're in here. And this one up here is a third one that I'm going to be working on, because I was thinking that, oh, and that's a tub with my cat's food. So I was thinking that we have go bags that we keep in our car. So when my husband's at work, if for some reason he is stuck at work and there's some kind of emergency and people have to stay at work, he at least has the go bag that he can get. I am at home, so I don't need a go bag. I have all the things here. If I have the car and I'm out and about, I have a go bag, because I have the car with the two go bags. But I was wondering, what happens if I have the car and my husband's stuck at work? He doesn't have a go bag, and so we're making a third go bag for him to keep in his locker at work, so he can always have something for an emergency. Yeah, I was even considering doing a fourth one in case for some reason there's an evacuation and I have to leave with someone else because my husband is at work and he can't get to me. I don't have a go bag here to take with me. So yeah, that's kind of what's on my mind right now. So I'm working on slowly on the two that we have. It's just taking out some expired things and putting newer versions of it. And then I'm going to work on his for being at work. And then if I can find an inexpensive backpack, I will start working on another one that's just in case I need to leave and I don't have access to my car. And what I keep in here are rolls of trash bags and food saver bags. I got rid of the cornbread or cornbread mix. That's not something that I use anyway, but I bought it a couple years ago for just in case of an emergency, and I know that things last longer than their expiration or best by date, so I held on to them, but now they're gone. That was a little bit, that grossed me out a little bit. I guess he doesn't like vitamin C, ascorbic acid, or easy gel, or salt, which is what I have in this container. Okay, so I think that is it for showing you guys this room. Let's just do a... Okay, for this table, this is a reason why I'm also thinking about a fourth shelving unit, so that I can put things like this on a shelving unit instead of having this table in the middle of the room. Well, at least in the middle of the room for produce. So this basket has all produce that I've been getting from my garden. I'm loving these grenade squashes. They're perfect to make a meal just for the two of us, or a side in a meal just for the two of us. We're also getting a lot of yellow squash. This basket has my onions and garlic. This one is for potatoes and now sweet potatoes. These I got 2 weeks ago from the free produce place, and I have not processed them yet, but I need to do that. And then these are gourds or squashes from my garden, except for this butternut squash. This is one of my Peru sugar bowl gourds. I have 2 more that I need to pick on the vine, and I'm just waiting for them to get really hard. And then I have a few more ones that are not ready to pick yet. These are 2 tromboncinos. I think there's 2 more large ones on the vine. One I am waiting for it to get really hard as well, so that I can have it all year. And then this is one of my sweet meat pumpkins from last year, you guys. It's still holding on. I need to cut into that and process it as well. And I think that is it. I didn't show you this. My husband bought me this a couple years ago, and it's one of those aprons you wear while you're in your garden working, and I like it because I get to put all my tools in there, and I don't have to be going back and forth because I forgot something. Okay, so here you have it, the pantry room. The biggest thing that we did in here really was putting up these blackout curtains. They make a big difference because it keeps this room cooler and it keeps it darker, which is what is needed if you have canned goods and things like root crops in your storage area. I think I shared the curtains that I bought for in here before, but they were room darkening, not blackout, and the mister did not want those, so we returned them, and he picked these out. They're just plain white, but they're blackout and they do the job. I started to show you guys this earlier. Let me hurry up and do it before it gets too dark. This is our woodshed. As I mentioned, we built this last October, November. We were working on the chicken run and this in October. We moved in November 1st, I think. So this is our main wood storage, and then let me show you the others. This is the secondary wood pile, also made from pallets, but you can see it's just an easy structure. Pallets along the floor or the ground, and then some pallets up on the left and right. And so that's our secondary wood pile. And then this is a third wood pile. We made this one last week because I wanted to have a little bit more wood, just because of rumblings about the weather being bad in this area this winter. If not, then we'll have some wood for next year. If it is bad, then we are prepared for it. And this isn't staying here, but the mister just put this together quickly to hold some kindling till we can get permanent storage for it.